Well, hello, and welcome to Opal City Confidential, a Starman podcast, episode 25. And it is time to go back into deep space and visit the adventures of Prince Gavyn, the Starman. We're going to be covering Adventure Comics 475 and 476. And just a heads up, folks, there's just one more episode with Prince Gavyn for a while. I've already recorded an episode about DC Comics Presents early on in the run of this podcast. I will add a link to the final episode so you can jump back to that one. But I will probably not finish up Prince Gavyn for what his final adventure in Crisis for a long time in the podcast. Or ever. I don't know. I will probably get to Crisis. Who knows how long this podcast will last. Not this individual one. It won't be that long. But we're going to start with Adventure Comics of 475. Let's go to Mike's amazing world of comics to get some pertinent information. This comic was published or on sale June 6, 1980. Cover date September 1980. It was 50 cents. Page count was 32, but there were 3 featured characters in this title. Aquaman is joined the mix. It's Aquaman, Starman, and Plastic Man. This is near the end of the DC implosion. They have expanded the page count so they could add another 8-page feature, this time with Aquaman. I've read the Starman stuff in this, and I don't remember if I ever read the Aquaman. I'm not the biggest Aquaman fan. I apologize to Aquaman fans out there. There are certain, like I read the Jim Aparo, Steve Skeets stuff in Adventure Comics before this, and I read some post-crisis stuff, and I jump in and out. I really liked the Jeff Johns stuff. I liked some of the stuff in the 80s and 90s, and some of the minis and smaller things he did, but I don't know this stuff. It's J.M. DeMatteis and Dick Giordano, so I didn't read it to cover this because I'm really crunched for time with work and everything, so I only read the Starman, but I may read the Aquaman on my lunch break. Well, let's talk about the cover first. It is a lovely Brian Boland cover with Aquaman jumping through something and Starman and Plastic Man on either side of him. But it's kind of good. I'm a big Brian Boland. He did a lot of covers back then. If you have not seen his work on Camelot 3000, please check it out. And a lot of his 2000 AD. But yeah, Aquaman is jumping through a giant-sized blue and white print of the cover, and all this water's coming flooding out. So this Starman story is called In Battle Be Joined. It is 8 pages. It features Starman, Prince Gavyn of Earth, writer Paul Levitz, penciler Steve Ditko, lovely inks by Romeo Tangel, Gaspar Saladino is the letterer. Adrian Roy is the colorist. The executive editor is Joe Orlando. This was reprinted in the Steve Ditko Omnibus Volume 2 hardcover. I may have to track that down because I think it has all of the Starman in it. And that would be nice to have that in my collection. As I get rid of more comics, I am not getting rid of any Starman stuff. Well, I've downsized to like some hardcovers and stuff. But, I'm waiting for them to really put out a real omnibus of Starman. I may have to triple dip. I don't know. So this is called In the Battle Be Joined, and it would pick up pretty much where we left off with they're on this prison planet. It's Starman, Lady Mirror, Jedediah Rankin, Queen Clarissa, Lord Protector Oswin, and Commodore Reichen are the bad guys. And we're introduced to Scam and Lizzie, 2 prisoners on this planet who will become helpers or fellow members of the Resistance. That's what it is, fellow members of the Resistance. So this starts with a nice splash page on the planet, and you've got Starman, the Queen, Jedediah, Lady Mira, and Scam and Lizzie. Lizzie's called Lizzie because he's illiterate. Scam is yellow skinned with red hair. Very Ditko-esque kind of characters, but they look good. And they join quickly when they realize that the Queen is the Queen and that they're going to go help fight Oswin. So she pardons them, and they climb into this crystal globe that Starman has created, and they all fly off to Throne World. And there we find Oswin and Riken plotting to steal the throne, as people like Oswin will do. And we watch one of the guards being, several of the guards being knocked out by Lizzie, Scam, and Jedediah. And there's some fighting. Oswin finds out about it, sends in shock troops, and Starman comes to their rescue. Some nice Ditko action. Starman, I really am digging the 70s, 80s, sorry, it's 1980 now. 1980s Ditko. I think it's some of my favorite work. I've always loved this series. I love this costume. As I say all the time, it is Ditko doing Marvel's costume. But Starman comes to the rescue, and the Queen kept saying how much she cares for him, not realizing it's her brother, Icky. But he keeps fighting through, and then he is met by a cybernetic Centurion who captures Starman using his own powers against him. But something else happens. Oswin shows up holding MN'Torr staff and saps Starman. And then it says at the final panel, it says next crown or coffin. This was again, these are just nice, solid 8-page stories. I like the addition of Scam and Lizzie. They are two kind of they're R2-D2 and C-3PO. That's all I gotta say. R2-D2 and C-3PO. And they're kind of sidekicks to Jedediah. Starman takes on, if you're a Doctor Who fan, some of these guards are kind of hairy. They kind of look like General Orko in Planet of the Apes or the Ogrons from Doctor Who. But Starman makes quick work of them. I really liked it. It's some really good stuff. I've shared the cover and the splash page on Twitter. I will put more pages up over the week after this episode drops, which will be tonight. So we're going to go on to Adventure Comics 476 very quickly. It's got a great cover. It looks like it's all Jim Aparo. No, it is Ross Andrew. Oh, bad. Okay. Ross Andrew, and it's got Aquaman fighting Poseidon with all these fish, sea life coming at him, while on the side banner is Starman, the Stellar Centennial, and the Pliable Plastic Man. And there's a big banner that goes across Extra 8, all new pages, Aquaman. Nice cover. I really, really like it. This bad boy was published on the 24th of July, 1980, cover dated October 1980. Again, another 50 cent for 32. Editor Len Wein. Title, Crown or Coffin. It's a 9-pager. Ooh, nice. They get the most pages, it seems, this issue. Again, writer Paul Levitz, penciler Steve Ditko, amazing inks by Romeo Tangel, letterer Milton Snappin, colorist Adrian Roy. And again, reprinted in the DC Steve Ditko Omnibus Volume 2 from 2012. And the cover, I said, it's an okay. It's very much of its time. The DC Implosion covers, it is what it is. It's not as good as the last one, but this is the second story in the book, and another amazing splash page which shows Oswin zapping Starman, and then there's this great caption box underneath it. All right, consider this: if Starman loses, Lord Protector Oswin will be Emperor, and his first imperial act will be to execute the Solar Sentinel. If Starman wins, the Empress Clarissa regains her throne, the crown she wants to share with Starman. But the instant she learns he's her brother, she will sign his death warrant. Either way, Starman is doomed. And it's a great. I mean, the panel's great. It's got Oswin in the background and Starman in the foreground. He's doing a very Ross Andrew kind of pose. Now that I'm thinking about it, and he's being pushed out, pushed away by the beam. There's some flames coming off him, and Jedediah, Clarissa, and Lady Mirror are behind him. And he's knocked unconscious, and he tries to get up, and he fires back at Lord Oswin, but Lord Oswin has MN'Torr staff, and he renders Starman, the princess, and her Lady Mirror unconscious, while Jedediah gets away. He goes to get help. Oswin and Raikin, the admiral, are plotting some more. He's quite happy. He will execute Starman. Starman's been trapped in a crystal, and Lady Mira and the Empress are talking. I like this. Starman goes, sorry, Your Majesty, but it's no use. The refractive crystal Oswin whipped up with MN'Torr's staff absorbs every erg of radiation I throw at it. I still have my solar powers, but they're no help to us now, and our only hope is if Oswin makes a mistake. And he has not made one yet, Starman. Even if, this is the Emperor speaking, even if you would not face the truth, I will. I shall never sit on the ox throne again. Mira goes, don't say that, Empress. You are brave, Lady Mira, but not wise. And Mira goes, the wise know when they have lost. I thank you for your support, both of you, and I truly would have nobly had we survived this night. And that just pushes Starman to try harder. And he tries to send a message to Jedediah by shooting some energy through his fingertip out through the crystal in the roof. And out in the wilderness outside the citadel are Lizzie and Scam with Jedediah. They are lamenting their bad luck. Scam is a little disheartened, so is Lizzie, but Jedediah goes, easy, Lizzie, Scam was only joking. I only wish that there was more to joke about. It looks like we've about had it. And then they see the signal, and they know it's Starman's, and Jedediah says, Starman developed a code using the pulses of light, and that one stands for a particular frequency, but it's a starship hailing frequency. What in the blazes are we supposed to do? And then we cut back to Oswin and Judge Wright, Lord Protector Oswin and Commodore Raikin. And basically they're going to use it. They're going to fire this cannon. It will amplify the power of the staff and destroy Starman. And while they're being a big Goldfinger, telling the heroes your plan before you do it, giving his compatriots, the Three Stooges of space, able to use a starship to send out a frequency at a certain wave, which cracks the crystal. Crack, boom, crack-oom. And Starman is free, and him and Oswin start fighting, but this time Starman takes advantage of it, and he fires to destroy the staff no matter what the cost. And he zaps it, and there's a flash, and the Empress goes, what's happening? Lady Mira goes, I can't tell, Your Majesty, I can't see. By the rift, they're gone, and there's a big crater. No, Starman, can't be gone. And that's the Empress lamenting her brother. And they're all looking, and, they're all sad, and Mira and Jedediah know the truth, and they're talking. Mira goes, she never figured it out, did she, Jedediah? Doesn't she realize she's mourning her own brother, who we should have ordered killed if she knew he was alive? Of course, not my lady. She's mourning Starman, not Prince Gavyn. It's only us who know that the prince has died again. Jedediah, look at the ground. And it's this flash of this little, Starman energy cutting into the stone. It's a message, my lady, just for us. I live, and I shall return. Next, the quest for MN'Torr. I really like this issue. I like this a lot, man. The art is great. The coloring is good. And I wish I could see the old comic because, when they reprint these things, they're a little more vibrant. They're using the same palette, and that's fine, but the reds and the yellows in the fight scene, which is on page 8 of the story, is just amazing. It's just glorious. Well, that's it for this week. Next week, we will be back with the next part of Sins of the Child. I'm very excited about that. And 2 weeks more, Invasion number 3, and another issue of Starman Volume 1 with Will Payton. Really digging that comic. I can't wait. It's still early days, and the Invasion's kind of slow in the progress, but I don't mind because I've actually enjoyed the Invasion. And then another part of Sins of the Child, and then back to the final episode with Prince Gavyn for a while. So episode 28, and then we'll take a breather. And so if you're thinking about it, go back and look back early in the feed and find that DC Comics Presents. But wait until I've done the last 2 issues, which is 477 and 478. So I hope you're enjoying this podcast. There's a strong group of Starman fans and Earth 2 fans that are following me, and I really, really appreciate it. Tell your friends, share, like, tweet. I am on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. What's the other one? Mastodon. So please like, share, reach out to me, DM me if we're co-followers, or comment. Just let me know. I hope you enjoyed this past weekend's conversation with Kirby, where we covered Avengers Under Siege. And I hope you'll be excited for this weekend's episode with me and Billy talking about the Defenders. Work has gone crazy. I've just finished an 11-hour shift and been in a cranky pants mood. My wife bought me a yummy hamburger from Capital Ale House right by my office. I ate that, and now I'm in my office just being quiet. I listened to some Australian rock and roll. I have a soft spot for Like a Virgin and some of these great rock and roll bands from Australia. Check that stuff out. And now I recorded this. It was nice to reread both the comics real quick before I did. I'll probably go read next week's Starman tonight before I go to bed. But please reach out. Please tell me what you're reading, what's interesting you. Hopefully I get a Legion episode in tomorrow night, ready for Thursday, but no promises. I'm really trying to stay on track, but work is getting crazier, and it's just going to get crazier. And if I'm going to cut something, it's not going to be the Starman. That's all I got to say. So, folks, as always, be safe, be smart, and ignore my dog barking in the background. Be kind to one another and read some comics. Read some Ditko and tell me what you like.